Hi, I'm Grant.
And I'm Kathy. Welcome back to our Change How You Think weekly video podcast.
If you'd like to hear from us every week, then subscribe to our video by clicking on the weekly video tab at the top of this page, fill in the subscription form, and you'll get our free mental health self-assessment ebook, Healthy Moods.
The pandemic has dragged on for over a year now. We all want to get our lives back. We are tired of everything being canceled and not being able to go anywhere. Getting on a plane or visiting friends seems like a distant memory.
We thought it was coming to an end over the summer, but now we're in the second wave. To make matters worse, there are new COVID variants that are spreading faster, making people sicker, and harder for the vaccines to block.
All this is triggering a new wave of COVID anxiety that is sweeping the globe. So how should we deal with the fear?
Let me put on my doctor hat for a moment. There's no need to panic about these variants. If you follow the usual public health guidelines to wear a mask and keep your distance from people, like about 1 kilometer, you can prevent getting infected. Also, the vaccines are still effective against the variants. So when it's your turn, please don't be afraid to get the shot. Don't believe the conspiracy theories. There are no tracking chips, and they have proven to be safe with thousands of people.
That's great head knowledge, but you still may be fearful. You need a spiritual solution.
Let's look at the story of Jesus walking on the water in Matthew 14. When Jesus came close, Peter was incredibly brave and fearless to step out of the boat. He was actually able to take a few steps on the water.
But then what happened? He noticed the storm all around him. It distracted him so much he took his eyes off of Jesus and began to sink. Then he was really frightened, but Jesus picked him up and kept him safe.
Right now, you may be distracted by the pandemic storm around you. The news is full of case counts, death statistics, and vaccine delays. Your life is very restricted and there's no clear end in sight.
Sure, it's not surprising that you may be worried, so what's the solution?
You need to get your eyes back on Jesus. Never forget that He's with you in the storm. He's calling you to walk on the water with Him regardless of the wind or waves. So how do you do that?
The key to walking with Jesus in the storm is to enter His presence every time you feel fear. If you've been watching our videos through the pandemic, you know that the easiest way to enter His presence is to worship Him.
When you draw near to Him in worship, He draws near to you. The enemy hates worship. It's demon repellent.
When you are in His presence, you can take His hand and hear His comforting words that will keep you safe in the storm. Every time you feel fear, ask Jesus for His view of the situation. What does He want you to know about what's happening around you? Listen for the words or pictures that come to your mind.
So the next time you start to worry about the pandemic or the new variants, begin to worship. Picture yourself walking on the water, ignoring the wind, and holding Jesus' hand, listening to His calming voice.
This month we are doing a special free 4-part video series called the Worry-Free Intensive. You'll learn the 3 keys to overcoming worry, fear, and anxiety. Registration opens on February 15th, so mark your calendars.
We want you to thrive during the pandemic, not just survive. So join our Free Your Mind weekly online video program. It's a great way to take control of your thoughts and grow mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. You can learn more about it using the links below this video.
We'll talk to you next week, but this week, take Jesus' hand and walk through any storm.